Who's filed it? Is it Lacey or Zachary?
I'm the ad litem, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, you may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to call my first witness, Your Honor, Sarah Beth Sullivan.
Raise your right hand, ma'am.
Do you swear or affirm the information you give before the court today will be the truth?
Yes.
And you may proceed, sir. You can put your hand down.
Ms. Sullivan, please state your full name.
Sarah Beth Sullivan,
And what is your current address?
10209 Wentworth Drive, Rowlett, Texas, 75089.
Okay, and you filed the application in this matter for determination of heirship?
Yes.
And what is your relationship to Douglas Francis Sullivan, also known as Joe Sullivan?
I'm his oldest daughter.
Okay, and so you knew him and were close to him for all your life?
Correct.
And how old are you?
I'm 40.
Okay. And is it true that he passed away on August 11th, 2020 in Chambers County, Texas at the age of 72?
Yes.
And at the time he passed away, he was domiciled and had his fixed place of residence in Chambers County, correct?
Yes.
And as far as you know, he passed away without a will, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, and you believe you would have known if he had had a will?
Most definitely.
Okay. And as far as marriages, he was married only one time during his life, is that right?
That's correct.
That was to your mother, Melanie Ray Sullivan?
Yes.
And that marriage ended when he passed away, is that right?
Correct.
And then as far as children, he had two children and only two children during his lifetime, is that right?
Yes.
And that was you and your sister, Jolene Sullivan Dolan, is that correct?
Yes.
And you and your sister were born to your father's marriage to Melanie Sullivan, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your father never adopted any children, did he?
No.
Other than you and your sister, did your father ever take any children into his home and raise them as his own?
No.
Okay. And so as far as you know and understand, the heirs and only heirs of your father would be your mother, Melanie Ray Sullivan, yourself, and your sister. Is that right?
That's correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Counselor.
I have no questions of this witness, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness, Mr. Johnson.
Call Charlotte Law, Your Honor.
Ms. Law, raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm the information you give before the court today will be the truth?
You're muted, Ms. Law. Can you hear me? Miss,
Can you hear me now?
now we can hear you now.
Okay, computer went crazy.
I was
I
thinking
do.
today, one of the most used terms of 2020 was you're muted, or you need to unmute. Sir. Hey, all
Yes.
right, we swore you in, and Ms. Johnson, you may proceed.
Ms. Law, please state your full name
Charlotte Jean Law,
and what's your current address?
P.O. Box 841, Hampshire, Texas, 77622.
And ma'am, what was your relationship with Joe Sullivan?
I met the Sullivans in 1985 when they moved to Hampshire, and their eldest daughter and my oldest daughter became best friends, and I've known them ever since.
Okay, and during that time, you became familiar with his marital and family history?
Yes,
Okay, and as far as marriages, it's your understanding that he was married only one time, is that right?
yes, to Melanie.
Okay, and that marriage ended when he passed.
Yes,
And as far, if he had been married at any other times, do you believe you would have known about it?
I believe so.
Okay, and then as far as children, he had two children, and that was Sarah Beth Sullivan and Jolene Sullivan Dolan, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and he never adopted any children that you're aware of, did he?
No, not that we're aware of. Never heard of any stories of it.
All right, and are you, did he ever take any children into his home and help raise them other than those two children?
No, he did not.
Okay. And you do not own and you're not entitled to receive any property from Mr. Sullivan's estate by inheritance or otherwise. Is that true?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Counselor.
Hi, Ms. Law. Just a couple of questions for you. Did you hear of Mr. Sullivan having a will or ever going to an attorney to draw up a will?
No, I did not.
Okay. Would you have maybe known if there was a will? Would he have told you something about it?
It's possible that he would have told us. My daughter spent a lot of time at their home, and I feel like she'd have known.
Okay. And are you being paid for your testimony today?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, call your next witness, Counselor.
Your Honor, I call Susie Ortega.
Ms.
Yes.
Ortega, if you'll raise your right hand, please.
Yes, sir. Do you swear or affirm the information you give before the court today will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Ortega, please state your full name and your current address.
Susie Artigo, P.O. Box 194, Winnie, Texas.
And what was your relationship with Joe Sullivan?
Melanie and I were best friends. We taught at East Chambers together, and I met Joe through Melanie. We did some horse business together. I had a very good mare, and he wanted to breed my mare to his stud. So that's how I got to know him. So
Okay, and how long did you know them?
approximately 20 years.
Okay, and during that time, you became familiar with his marital and family history?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and as far as his marriages, as far as you know, he was married only one time. Is that right, to Melanie Ray Sullivan?
Yes, sir.
And then that marriage ended upon his death.
Yes, sir.
And as far as you know, he had 2 children during that marriage. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that was Sarah Beth Sullivan and Jolynn Sullivan Dolan.
Yes, sir.
He didn't adopt any children that you're aware of, did he?
No, sir.
And if he had any other children or adopted any other children, do you believe you would have known about it?
Oh, yes, sir.
You do not own and you're not entitled to receive any property from Mr. Sullivan's estate by inheritance or otherwise. Is that true?
No, sir.
Your Honor, I pass a witness.
Brenda.
Ms. Ortega, did you ever hear of Mr. Sullivan making a will?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. You think you would have known had he ever thought about making one or did make one?
No, ma'am, I wouldn't have known, I mean, if he did or not.
But to the best of your knowledge, he hadn't, and nothing of that sort had ever been relayed to you, correct?
Right.
Right. Okay. And are you being paid for your testimony today?
No, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. No questions. Any of the witnesses, Mr. Johnson?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. I would request that you take judicial notice of the posted notice on the application, the publisher's return on the, or the publisher's affidavit on the return of the citation that was published in the paper, and then also the certificate of notice of interested parties pursuant to section 202057 of the Texas State Code that was filed yesterday, Your Honor.
Okay, so done. All right, so is all we're doing is the declaration of heirship? Is there not an administration?
Your Honor, at this time, there's no need for the administration. So
Okay, that's what I was curious. All right, Ms. Lacey, any report from that Atlanta?
No, Your Honor. Just I've already filed my order for appointee fees, and I've discussed it with Mr. Johnson, and we're all in agreement on that.
And we're both satisfied that there are only 2 heirs, $2.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, hereby approve the declaration of heirship.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And-
Thank you.
I understand the plan is for us to sign and notarize the proofs, and then we'll get those e-filed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good with that.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All of you.